Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Amir Farhan from class 5X PME 1. Today I will discuss about the relationship of currency in aviation industry. Airline carriers sell tickets in many parts of the world, and each country has different policies that govern their currencies. Countries such as Great Britain uses pound sterling, Japan use yen, and United America with dollar, and some part in EU use euros, and Indonesia we use Malaysian ringgit. Basically, airlines around the globe fly to the different part of the world, and majority of these airlines have offices around the world and around the globe, and which incur operating expenses in the currencies of the countries they operate. The exchange rate has become a big threat to the airline industry. The turbulence of an exchange rate makes it impossible for airlines to match intersection and timing of foreign currency expenses. The key factors of currency that affect aviation industry, the first is oil prices. The main risk for aviation businesses is the oil price, as the industry is so reliant on fuel. There has been some pretty high volatility over the last 2 years in the oil price, so businesses need to manage that risk on a continuous basis. Even accounting for price fluctuations, however, there is a currency risk. The global price is quoted in dollars, so non-US countries and non-US companies have currency risk when paying in euros, sterling, or any other currency. The exchange rate could really affect the price. And for the second factor is ground handling charges. Whether you are operating an airline or airport, you will face ground handling charges like oil. These are often denominated in US dollars, and therefore there is a risk which could affect a business bottom line. Likewise, if US airlines are flying to Europe and the charges are in euros or sterling, then businesses need to ensure they have a plan in place to manage that risk when you have different receipts and payments in different countries. The other factors is the aircraft. The largest single expense to most airlines is the aircraft, a cost which can run into hundreds of millions of dollars. And obviously, if an airline is buying the equipment, then the currency at point of sale will have a major impact. But with leasing model, it is normally done in dollars. These are very large payments and exposures, so there is a significant risk. The next factor is the airport charges. As an airport, you receive huge amounts of different currencies and probably send and receive thousands of payments every day. The main challenge is therefore to deal with this in a very cost-efficient and a straightforward way. Payment streamlining system can help with this, because as soon as the currency into enterprise resource planning software or wherever the funds and currencies are managed, they can send same currency payments in a very cost-effective and very straightforward processing manner. The other factors is consumer decisions or demand. Changes in exchange rates can impact the composition of passenger demand. Consider for the example, the US-Spain route, where 2/3 of passenger traffic originates from the US. If fall in value of the euro versus the dollar, it is likely to be a net boost to traffic, as the positive impact of making trips to Spain relatively cheaper for Americans outweighs the negative impact of making trips to the US relatively more expensive for the Spaniards. Moreover, to the extent that the weaker euro makes it relatively more expensive for Eurozone residents to travel outside of the single currency area. This would also support demand for intra-Eurozone travel. The converse holds for the US, where overseas travel has become relatively cheaper compared to the domestic trips. As for the conclusion, currency has played a very big part in the aviation industry, also in the other sectors. Large movement in exchange rates impact airlines through oil prices, ground handling charges, aircraft, airport charges, and consumer demand. Large currency movements can also complicate the task of comparing and aggregating financial variables across the industry. Correcting for such movements is imperative to ensure that distortions are removed and underlying financial performance is analyzed. That's all from me. Thank you.